Hello and welcome to Parents Night. My name is Rich O'Connell and I'll be your child's teacher for their Ancient Civilization, World History, and Geography class. Thank you all in attendance. Tonight I will be discussing the 7 major topics and themes that your student will be exploring this school year, as well as relevant questions that are related to the themes. In each slide there are links to 2 sources that can be explored so you can learn what your child will be experiencing this year. I will email this presentation to you at the web address you left when you signed in. Knowing what your child will be learning this year will help to extend their learning beyond the walls of the classroom. The more you can discuss with them what they are learning will help them to develop a deeper sense and appreciation on their topics, which hopefully will continue to spark interest and inquiry, leading to a well-rounded student who appreciates and understands the world around them. Like Lewis Carroll's caterpillar said to Alice in Alice in Wonderland, "Who are you?" This is the idea that we want your students to identify with. I want to move your child beyond the traditional history class that you may have remembered and have them explore different topics to gain different perspectives to the people, places, and things. I want them to expand on their learning to create solid knowledge base using spatial and chronological thinking. Build on their already blossoming literary skills. They will think critically on themes so as to build inquiry to start to shape their burgeoning worldview. And finally, interact with each other, having robust conversations on numerous different topics, as well as interact with the sources and associated information. If we can accomplish these tasks, we are going to develop some really well-rounded students. The first theme that we will delve into is ancient man. From the Paleolithic era to the agricultural revolution. We will look into hunter-gatherer societies, what they hunted, their tools, their clothes, their communication. We will look to see where they lived and their migration as the idea of growing food bloomed. We will answer questions such as how did geography and environment of the Paleolithic man impact his lifestyle and community? How does art play into the life of the ancient man? And finally, what effect did environment changes have on hunter-gatherer societies? We'll use primary sources from the British Museum to discuss cave art, its significance, and how it's made. We'll also look at information on hunter-gatherer societies that are still in existence today and look at any parallels, as well as maps to see the migration of man and the areas they settled moving into the agricultural revolution. The second theme that will be discussed is the first early civilizations, from the establishment of Mesopotamia and the Fertile Crescent and the significance of it to the rise of the Egyptians and the Kush people. We'll explore the economies, the religion, the social structures, how politics worked in these areas, and why they're successful. We'll critically think about rulers, trade, and cultural significance. We will answer questions such as how did Mesopotamia transform into the epicenter and earliest known civilization? How did Egyptian commodities and art affect trade in the Mediterranean area? And what was the relationship between Kush and Egyptians as neighbors on the Nile River? We'll use primary sources such as excerpts from the Epic of Gilgamesh to help explain Mesopotamian life and a map excerpt from National Geographic of Egypt and Kush to discuss the cataracts in the river that made trade difficult in this region. The third theme that we will tackle as a class is the discussion of the ancient Hebrews and the development of Judaism as the first monotheistic religion. We will think critically about the code of laws that established in conjunction with laws of today that are still irrelevant and the ideas of justice and ethics. We will interact with important leaders and figures who were prominent at the time in their roles in the development of the religion. We will explore the land and past that the early Israelites took out of Egypt and the area that they settled in. And here are just a few questions that we will explore. What are the factors that shape the religion of Judaism? What are the principal differences and similarities between polytheism and monotheism? What factors did religion have on how Hebrew leaders ruled their civilization? We'll use primary sources such as excerpts from the book of Exodus to explain the plight of the Israelites out of Egypt and show how some ancient customs are still relevant today. Another source used is from the history of the erection of King Solomon's temple and the Temple Mount, which will give spatial and chronological information to your student. The fourth lesson will come from the study of ancient Greeks. The theme contains a multitude of information that is not only informative, but opens a vein of critical thinking on many topics, from the geography of the area, including trade routes on the Mediterranean, to discussions of civics and the formation of early democracy through the unique city-states of Greece. They will delve in the exploration of great philosophers, scientists, and artists such as Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, and Homer. They will expand their learning on great battles and conquests from the Peloponnesian Wars to the March of Alexander the Great. And finally, the exploration of many gods, goddesses, fables, and stories that make Greek literature great. They will answer questions such as, what's the significance of the Peloponnesus War and the burgeoning Greek Empire? How do the philosophies of Socrates and Plato still resonate in today's day and age? And what effects did Greek culture have in regard to the trade with other civilizations? Primary sources such as the excerpts from Homer's The Iliad will give perspective to the people and the area. A map of the trading routes in the Mediterranean during the period will help build the spatial and cognitive ability in the mold of geography. Our fifth lesson will take us to early India, where we will discuss the significance of the landscape in growing a civilization from rivers to soil. We will discuss the religion of Hinduism and its Brahmanic origin, and the injection of Buddhism and its growth in the region. Students will explore the social structures of different empires that reside there and the culture that they are known for. We'll expand on the epic poem of the Bhagavad Gita and its role in literature and art, and the scientific achievements also of the era. We will explore questions such as decipher the movement of Buddhism from the Ganges River Valley into the Indus River Valley and how it differed from Hinduism. How did the conquest of Alexander the Great lead to the formation of the Mauryan Empire? And how is Hindu caste system set up in relation to the religion? Primary sources such as ushistory.org's links to a page describing the origins of the caste system and its meaning, and a map from the Khan Academy showing the significance and vast scope of the Mauryan Empire. The sixth theme will be an exploration of early Chinese dynasties and the religions that framed them. In this topic, your student will explore the many various dynasties during the period from the Shang, the Zhou, the Jin, and the Han dynasty. The social stylings of the culture will be expanded on through discourse of their isolation and the growth of both Taoism and Confucianism. The vast size and geography of China will also move students to critically think about how the landscape shaped trade and the spread of ideas. The exploration of the vast trade network of the Silk Road will lead into discussion how this trade route reshaped the world economically and civically. We will look to answer questions such as how did different societies interact with one another along the Silk Road in the route between China and other stops along the way. In what way did the mandate of heaven play a part in choosing a Chinese ruler? And how did Confucius' teachings integrate into the political dealings of China? Primary sources that will be used is a map from National Geographic on the Silk Road and an excerpt about the role of Confucius and his teachings. Our final theme of the year will be ancient Rome, covering its rise and fall, the religion and the spread of Christianity. We will explore timelines showing the major rulers and events that took place during the era from its mythological birth through the rules of Julius Caesar and Augustus. We will expand on the rule of the Senate and the idea of the republic that it served. We will explore the vast boundaries and trade networks that it contained. We will look at great thinkers, inventions, and innovations that were born during the era. We will critically analyze the empire's role in the birth of Christianity and its growth from Judaism. We will answer questions such as what were the factors that led to the First Punic War, what aspects of the Roman Republic can still be seen and used today, and what role did the Romans play in the birth of Christianity. We will use primary sources such as handouts comparing the United States to the Roman Republic and a map depicting the First Punic War. Now that we've been through what we will learn over the school year, I ask you parents to be cognizant of your child's learning. They are an impressionable stage in their lives as they are about to enter their formative teen years. The history, standards, and framework that have been laid out by the state of California has your child's best interest in mind, and if you can get them building on their interest and forming inquiry, you will see a student grow over the year. Like I have mentioned previously, I will email each of you a copy of this presentation so you can use the sources to engage with your child to extend their learning. I am always available, and if you would like to contact me, I would be open to any correspondence. The floor is now yours if you have any questions. Thank you so much.